Hey, welcome back to Godivation. We don't just talk about faith here, we live it out loud. Today's episode is a short but a powerful reframe on a word that is often misunderstood: discipline. Did you just cringe when I said that? Now, let's be clear, right from the start. Discipline is not restriction. This is the big reframe of today. Discipline is not restriction. That was the lie. The truth is, discipline is preparation. It is positioning. It is power. It's not power over others, but power over yourself, over your choices, over your time, and your peace. The world has turned discipline into a badge of burnout. We wake up at 5 a.m., we run 10 kilometers, do 50 things before breakfast. And if you don't do it, well, you must not be serious about your success. But that's not God's version of discipline. Biblically, discipline is not about self-punishment. It is about self-alignment. And God, we must remember, He disciplines those He loves, not to control you, but to prepare you, to shape us, to build the character that can carry the calling. Okay, let me say it like this. Discipline isn't a cage. It is a corridor. A path you choose this path so that you can walk freely into the life that you were made for. And here is the part I really want to land today. Discipline brings freedom. So think about it. When you choose to discipline your thoughts, you are no longer ruled by anxiety. When you discipline your time, you're no longer pulled in every direction. When you discipline your emotions, you don't get dragged by every trigger or temptation. That is not restriction, right? That is liberation. That is freedom. So let's talk about your rhythm, because discipline isn't a carbon copy. Waking up early may energize one person, but it may drain another. Going to the gym 5 times a week may ground someone. It does that for me, but it could leave another person completely disconnected. One person's sacred routine could be another's, straitjacket. Right? So we're not here to mimic. We are here to listen. Listen to your energy, listen to your calling and your body and your God. So how do you find your rhythm of discipline? Here are a few starting points. Notice, number 1, what drains you and what fuels you. Don't force yourself into a mold that wasn't made for you. Notice where your peace expands. Second one, ask, what am I preparing for? Discipline must have direction, right? What are you stewarding your life toward? Career, health, parenting, or purpose? Figure that out for yourself. And then the third point, simplify. Start with one intentional habit or one boundary or maybe one act of stewardship and let that grow. Discipline multiplies when it is nurtured. And don't forget, discipline without compassion becomes cruelty. I'm going to say that again. Discipline without compassion becomes cruelty. So be kind to yourself. You're not proving your worth. You are partnering with your potential. As I said in the short that accompanies this, and you may have already seen that, discipline is not about waking up at 5 a.m. or pushing yourself to the edge. True discipline is finding the rhythm that works for you and honoring that. It is not a punishment, it is preparation. And when you find that rhythm, that is where your real freedom begins. So you were never called to be a slave to structure. You were never called to master your space or your spirit or your service. So take this moment today, not to tighten up, but rather to tune in. What rhythm of discipline will bring you peace? What structure will serve you, not strangle your soul? Right. So that's your invitation, not to strive, but to align. Not to strive, but rather align. Thank you so much for listening to Godivation today. If this episode resonated, share it with somebody who's ready to ditch performance and walk in purpose. And remember, discipline is not about chaining yourself to someone else's routine. It's about unlocking the rhythm that sets you free, you personally. Until next time, stay anchored, stay awake, stay Godivated. Kyk mooi na jouself.